Composition of shapes. Example 1. One side of the house looks like the image below. New siding is needed, which costs $1.65 per square foot. So let's find the square footage of this side of the house. So let's break this down. Right, we essentially have a triangle here, right, and a rectangle here if we were to break it down. So what we're going to do is just add these together to find the total area. So this is going to be, right, the height is 6 and the length is 30. Right, and then this, or our base is 30. And then we have 30 and 14 here. So what is our formula for the area of a triangle? Right, it's 1/2 base times height. And then this area is, right, length times the width, or. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, this one is 1/2 times the base, which is 30, times the height, which is 6. Right, and so we're adding these together. Right, we're adding this and this together, right? That's the addition part. And what's the length? That's 30 times 14. So we have, right, this is the total area. So let's get our calculators out. So let's remember that 1/2 is really 0.5. So we can go 0.5, then we can go times 30 times 6. So that's equal to 90. Plus, and then we're going to go 30 times 14. Well, that's 420. And then we add those together. So plus 90 to that. We get 510, right? And that would be per square feet, right? So that would be the total for the area for the siding, right, on the one side of the house. So let's go ahead and look at the second example. So example 2, we're going to find the total area of the containment for the giraffes at the zoo. So notice we have a pretty large rectangle, except it's missing this little part. So you can find the total area 2 ways. Right, we could go take the whole area of this whole thing and then go subtract this little part, right? So I'm going to do a dotted line, right, which is right here. Right, we can just go ahead and subtract that part from it. So that's one way to find the total area, right? Or we could find it by adding up 2 parts, right? And so it would be adding up this part, but then you're neglecting this little part, right? So then you would just go ahead and add that part. Right, so this part is what we're adding. So we can either add that part to this larger rectangle on the top. So hopefully that kind of helps make sense, but the whole point is that there's 2 ways to do it. We could take this huge, large rectangle, right, and just then subtract this small, right, little part, which is in yellow here, right, so we could subtract that. Or we could go ahead and find the area of this line above and then add that little part. So there's 2 ways to do this. So let's go ahead and use the first option because we've done the second option in the first example. So this is the option we're going to go with. So what we're going to do is we're finding the area of this large rectangle, which is, right, so total area of this large rectangle, right, which is 240 by 336. So we can say this is the length and this is the width. And then we're going to go ahead and subtract the small little part, right? And so this little rectangle We're going to magnify it though, so this little bit, right, is going to be from 336 minus 288. So that would give us that little length right there. Then we can say the width, right on the top, is going to be 240 minus 96, right? So that would give us the sizes of the length and the width of this rectangle. So let's go ahead and start to solve, right? Because we go length times the width, and then we go minus, and then, right, we need to go ahead and find this. We multiply. Oh, this length times the width is, right, 240 times 336, right? So this is the length. This can be the width or vice versa, right? So we're going to go So let's go ahead and get the calculators out. And we're going to work inside these smaller, right, parentheses first. So we'll do those first. So let's go ahead and go 240 minus 96. 240 minus 96. And that's 144. 336 minus 288. And what do we get? We get 48. So times 144. And we get 6,912. Then, let's go ahead and do the first part, right? So we have 336 times 240, right? We're just going with inside the parentheses. So we have 80,640. 80,640. And we subtract that. Let's just go ahead and bring that down. So we have 6,912, right? We need to subtract it from. So what do we get? We get 73,728. And what's in this? This is also square meters, right? So it's area, so we have the same square here, but it's in meters this time.